That's what we're doing through compassionate communities. Mm-hmm. This is what we are raising awareness about what palliative care is. Mm-hmm. That's been...
Can you also give a bit of a context on the aging population with some numbers, and if there is a comparative between us and any other countries, we have compared that how fast we are aging as a country, and also the numbers of terminally ill people in Australia?
Look, 25% of the death in Australia are due to cancer.
Mm-hmm. 25%.
But cancer gets most of the palliative care. And this is what we're saying. The other 75% are the neurological conditions, the genetic conditions, all that stuff, who don't care, who don't have the same attention or resources from palliative care, because obviously palliative care cannot look after every single life-limiting illness. Mm-hmm. Hence why when you look at the funding, the way it comes, it funds symptom management, clinical care. The rest, which is the majority of what people want, is psychosocial, spiritual, existential, family care support, bereavement support, still part of the palliative care definition, but it's ad hoc. No one is looking at that really well.
Do people understand? Does palliative care includes spiritual, psychosocial, all those things? Or people assume the word palliative care means, terminally ill, clinical support, full-time kind of a support.
And that's unfortunately where we haven't quite explained it well to the community. Mm. As soon as they hear palliative care, they think they're dying the following day. Mm. Palliative care is comfort care. Mm-hmm. Okay, you reach a stage where there's no more cure that's going to help anyone. Mm-hmm. But you still have a life to lead until death. Mm-hmm. And this is where palliative care gives that comfort, not just to the person with the disease, to the whole family. And this is where the part of the definition of palliative care kicks in. And so we haven't been able to explain this well to the community, unfortunately.
And from a government point of view, has the funding reflected that the palliative care does not only mean clinical support, it also means the whole lot of it?
And that's what we're doing through compassionate communities. Mm-hmm. This is what we are raising awareness about what palliative care is. Mm-hmm. That's been ignored for a while, mm-hmm. and that's gave the rise of compassionate communities. Mm-hmm. It's that ignoring that spiritual, emotional support, not just for the patient, mm-hmm. but the family carers, that basically the whole movement of compassionate communities across the world has taken shape, because we know that there is better, more sustainable care, more affordable care if the community is able to take part. And of course, we have trialed the Compassionate Connector program in the southwest of WA, mm-hmm. to actually see what happens if the community takes part in delivering that care. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's why we had amazing compassionate connectors mm-hmm. who answered the call to actually take part in this research trial, mm-hmm. totally voluntary. Mm-hmm. And so they worked with palliative care services to actually to provide the practical and social support for families with life-limiting illnesses. Yeah. And so apart from increasing social connectedness in the community as a whole, mm-hmm. because those compassionate connectors have been able to build those sustaining mm-hmm. networks around the family in need, mm-hmm. by bringing caring helpers from the community to be part of the friendship groups mm-hmm. of those families and support them. What we also found out is that this group who were supported by the compassionate connectors, they had less hospital admissions, reduced length of stay in the hospital if they had mm-hmm. to go in, less emergency department visits, mm-hmm. and we doubled the amount of outpatients visits. So reality of it, say if you have somebody with COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, sometimes they get anxious about their breathing over the weekend. Mm-hmm. So what they used to do, they used to admit themselves to hospital.